I start everything with the name of Allah Almighty, who is the most gracious, the most merciful. Today we will do IELTS reading test, and there are four questions in front of us. The question number first we did the day before yesterday, and now we will do the other three questions. We will have to write the paragraph name in front of the question. Our first question is an explanation of the importance of geography in the development of the calendar in farming communities. Firstly, we will write the passage, paragraph number A. Paragraph A. According to the archaeological evidence, at least 5,000 years ago, and long before the advent of the Roman Empire, the Babylonians began to measure time, introducing calendars to coordinate communal activities, to plan the shipment of goods, and in particular to regulate planting and harvesting. They based their calendars on three natural cycles: the solar day, marked by the successive periods of light and darkness as the earth rotates on its axis; the lunar month, following the phases of the moon as it orbits the earth; and the solar year, defined by the changing seasons that accompany our planet's revolution around the sun. So in passage A, we did not find the sentence which resembles to our question. So we will move forward to the passage B. Paragraph B. Before the invention of artificial light, the moon had greater social impact, and for those living near the equator in particular, its waxing and waning was more conspicuous than the passing of seasons. Hence, the calendar that were developed at the lower latitudes, something resembles the calendar that were developed. We see the question. What is the question? An explanation of the importance of geography. Importance of geography in the development of calendar in farming communities. So we found development of calendar and importance of geography also present in the paragraph B. Importance of geography. Here it is. At the lower latitudes were influenced more by the lunar cycle than by the solar year. And for those who will read from the first line, before the invention of the artificial light, the moon had greater social impact, and for those living near the equator in particular, its waxing and waning was more conspicuous than the passing of the seasons. Hence, the calendars that were developed at the lower latitudes were influenced more by the lunar cycle than by the solar year. So, our answer of the second question, which number is second, but it is first, we will write B in front of question number 2. Now we will move forward to the question number 3. Question number 3. What is question number 3? A description of the origins of the pendulum clock. A description of the origins of the pendulum clock. It means from where pendulum clock originated or made, developed. So we will move forward to the paragraph from where we skipped. In more northern climes, however, where seasonal agriculture was practiced, the solar year became more crucial as the Roman Empire expanded northward. It organized its activity chart for the most part around the solar year. Centuries before the Roman Empire, the Egyptians had formulated a municipal calendar having 12 months of 30 days, with 5 days added to approximate the solar year. Each period of 10 days was marked by the appearance of special groups of stars called decans. At the rise of the star Sirius just before sunrise, which occurred around the all-important annual flooding of the Nile, 12 decans could be seen spanning the heavens. The cosmic significance the Egyptians placed in the 12 decans led them to develop a system in which each interval of darkness was divided into a dozen equal parts. These periods became known as temporal hours because their duration varied according to the changing length of days and nights. with the passing of the seasons. Summer hours were long, winter ones short. Only at the spring and autumn equinoxes were the hours of daylight and darkness equal. Temporal hours, which were first adopted by the Greeks and then the Romans, who disseminated them through Europe, remained in use for more than 2500 years. So we did not find in paragraph C. We will move forward to paragraph D. We will see the pendulum clock or something resembles to the question number 3, a description of the origins of pendulum clock. So besides reading the whole paragraph, we will see the pendulum clock. It will save our time. Pendulum clock. Here it is sundial's clock. In paragraph D, it is also not available. The pendulum clock is not mentioned in paragraph D. So we will see in paragraph E. In paragraph E, it is also not mentioned. So we will see in paragraph F. The earliest recorded weight-driven mechanical clock was built in 1283 in Bedfordshire. In England, the revolutionary aspect of this new timekeeper was neither the descending weight that provided its motive force nor the gear wheels that transferred the power. It was the part called escapement. In the early 1400s came the invention of the coiled spring or fuse, which maintained constant force to the gear wheel of the timekeeper despite the changing tension of the main spring. By the 16th century, a pendulum clock. Yes, a pendulum clock. By the 16th century, a pendulum clock had been devised, but the pendulum swung in a large arc and thus was not very efficient. So we found by the 16th century a pendulum clock had been devised. It means it was originated in 16th century. So paragraph F is the right answer of question number 3. So we will write F in the paragraph in the question number 3's answer. So our fourth question is details of the simultaneous efforts of the different societies. Details of the simultaneous efforts of different societies to calculate time using uniform hours. What we will have to see? We will have to see simultaneous efforts of different societies to calculate time. This will be the clue. Using uniform hours. So we will see from where we started. In paragraph A, it is not mentioned about the calculation of time because we read it, and in paragraph B it was also not mentioned about the calculation of time. In paragraph C, there is something related to calculation of time. Centuries before the Roman Empire, the Egyptians had formulated a municipal calendar having 12 months of 30 days with 5 days added to approximate the solar year. So it is there is some calculation of time, but not by using uniform hours. It is about the days. So we will move forward to the paragraph D. In paragraph D, it is talked about the sundial clock and not talked about the uniform hours. So in paragraph E, the advent of the mechanical clock was meant that although it could be adjusted to maintain temporal hours. Yes, it is mentioned temporal hours. So we will read this paragraph. The advent of the mechanical clock meant that although it could be adjusted to maintain the temporal hours, it was naturally suited to keeping equal ones. With these, however, arose the question of when to begin counting, and so in the early 14th century a number of systems evolved. The schemes that divided the day into 24 equal parts varied according to the start of the count. Italian hours began at sunset, Italian hours, Babylonian hours at sunrise, astronomical hours at midday, and great clock hours used for some large public clocks in Germany at midnight. So there is something which is related to the question number 4. Details of the simultaneous efforts of different societies, Italian, Babylonian, and German. There are societies, we read it recently, to calculate time using uniform hour. So we will write the name of paragraph which we read now. It is paragraph E, because there are some societies, Italian, Babylonian, and German, French. So paragraph E is the right answer. So now we will move forward to the next part. Next part is, look at the following events from question number 5 to 8 and the list of the nationalities below. There are some nationalities: Babylonian, Egyptians, Greeks, English, Germans, and French. Match each event with the correct nationality from A to F. Write the correct letter from A to F in the boxes 5 to 8 on your answer sheet. Answer sheet is, if you did not see answer sheet, IELTS answer sheet, there is IELTS answer sheet that we will have to transfer our answers on this answer sheet. BFE. We will write B in question number 2's answer, F in question number 3, and E in question number 4's answer. So our question number 5 is, they devised a civil calendar in which the months were equal in length. They devised a civil calendar in which the months were equal in length. So we will have to read the passage. From starting, we will see in paragraph A, according to the archaeological evidence at least 5,000 years ago along, what we will have to see? We will have to see the months were equal in length. The paragraph in which the months are mentioned, we will read those paragraphs. So without wasting our time, we will see the word month in the paragraphs. In paragraph A, it is not mentioned about the months. So in paragraph B, it is also about not to mention in paragraph B as well. So in paragraph C, centuries before the Roman Empire, calendar having months. Yes, this is the word. This is the word that we were finding. Centuries before the Roman Empire, the Egyptians had formulated a municipal calendar having 12 months of 30 days with 5 days added to approximate the solar year. What we had to see? We had to look forward a civil calendar in which months were equal. Yes, months are equal, 12 months of 30 days. It means every month has 30 days. So months are equal in length. So in which nationality? Centuries before the Roman Empire. Centuries before the Roman Empire, the Egyptians had formulated a municipal calendar. Municipal calendar means that civil calendar. Municipal calendar means civil calendar. You must know about the synonyms, the vocabulary. If you did not know about the vocabulary, it will be harder for you to understand the paragraph and the IELTS exam, because vocabulary plays the fundamental role in the reading process and contributes greatly to our reader's comprehension. Our reader cannot understand a text without knowing what most of the words mean. So for the vocabulary, you should go to the channel, and after subscribing the channel you will be able to watch the videos on vocabulary that I recently uploaded. And don't forget to not only to subscribe but also share and like the videos. So Egyptian is the nationality that is mentioned in the question number 5th answer. So we will write B. Not only we will write B in front of the question number 5th answer, but as well in the IELTS reading answer sheet. We will write B. Move forward to the next question. They divided the day into two equal halves. They divided the day into two equal halves. We'll have to see day into two equal halves. So as we recently read the paragraphs, there is not the description of the days in the paragraph A and as well in the paragraph B. So in paragraph C, days are mentioned but not talked about the dividing of the days into two equal halves. Moreover, we will read again and see are the days mentioned in the paragraph C or not. Divided into a dozen equal parts. What divided? 12 decans. Okay. So now we will see now the paragraph D. In paragraph D, it is also not mentioned about the days. In paragraph E, the word day is mentioned into equal 24 parts, where according to the start of the count, it early or began at sunset, something like this. Yes, day is also mentioned in paragraph E twice. Firstly it is mentioned in the 4th line, and secondly it is mentioned in the last line. Eventually these were superseded by small clock or French hours, which split the day into two 12-hour periods commencing at midnight. What we had to see two equal halves. They divided the day into two equal halves. Yes, we found the answer, which split the day into two 12-hour periods, two equal parts commencing at midnight. So who did this? French nationality is the right answer of question number 5. So we will write French is F. So F is the right answer of question number 6. Question number 7. They developed a new cabinet shape for a type of timekeeper. They developed a new cabinet shape for a type of timekeeper. We will have to see the word timekeeper, whether it is mentioned in the paragraphs or not, because where it will be mentioned something like that, the synonyms of new cabinet will also be mentioned in those paragraphs. So in paragraph A, B, C, it is not mentioned because we read it 2 to 3 times. In paragraph D and E, it is also not mentioned. So we will start reading from the paragraph F. The earliest recorded wave-driven mechanical clock was built In England, the revolutionary aspect of this new timekeeper. Yes, timekeeper. The word timekeeper is mentioned. The revolutionary aspect of this new timekeeper was neither the descending weight that provided its motive force nor the gear wheels that transferred the power. It was the part called escapement. In the early 1400s came the invention of the coil spring or fuse, which maintained constant force to the gear wheel of the timekeeper. Yes, it is. Maintain constant force. Maintain constant force. It is the synonym of cabinet. Maintained shape. It is the maintained is the something like the synonym of the cabinet. Shape, because in question number 6, new cabinet shape means maintain. New cabinet force of for a type of timekeeper they developed, which maintained constant force to the gear wheels of the timekeeper despite the changing. So we found the answer, but we will have to see in which nationality it was made. What this paragraph is talking about? And the earliest recorded weight-driven mechanical clock was built in 1283 in Bedfordshire. Bedfordshire is the city in England. Yes, it is already written in the paragraph in England. So this paragraph is all talking about the nationality of England. So the nationality of England is British and English as well. So British is not mentioned, English is mentioned. So D is the right answer. We will write D in question number 7's answer. And our last question is the question number 8. They created a calendar to organize public events and work schedule. They created calendar to organize public events and work schedules. We read this about this, the calendar. We read about the calendar to organize public events and work schedule. If you remembered, we read something like this in starting of the passage. According to the archaeological evidence, at least 5,000 years ago and long before the advent of the Roman Empire, the Babylonians began to measure time, introducing calendar to coordinate communal activities. Yes, this is the word. These are the words that we read. Communal activities. Communal activities means public events. For IELTS reading test, you will have to not only to read the passage, but also to understand what the passage is talking about. So you will have to understand. So it will be beneficial for you to do the IELTS reading test. Communal activities mean public events. They created a calendar. Introducing calendar. Introducing means they developed, they organized, they created the calendar to coordinate. To coordinate means to organize. This is the synonym of coordinate. I will again say you will have to learn the synonyms and vocabulary words, the lexical resources, the hi-fi words that I recently uploaded in my YouTube channel. So go to the channel and watch the videos. Videos are not too lengthy. To plan the shipment of goods, and in particular to regulate planting and harvesting. So these are the work schedules. In particular to regulate planting and harvesting, to plan the shipment of goods. So we found our answer in paragraph A. And for now we will have to see in which nationality it was made. According to the archaeological evidence, at least 5,000 years ago and long before the advent of the Roman Empire, the Babylonian began to measure time. So Babylonian is mentioned in the list of nationality. So A is the right answer of the question number A. Now we will transfer our questions answer in the IELTS reading answer sheet. The answer of question number 6 is F 7D 8A, FDA. We will write these answers. If this video is really helpful for you, then don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.